Hello everybody, this is Kaizen here, and today I'm going to show you how to build a very cheap and very efficient gold farm in Minecraft 1.14. So guys, this is the basic design of the farm. As you can see, we have an AFK platform right up the top there, and then we have here spawn platforms for the zombie pigmen to spawn on. And then they drop down here to their death, and their items are collected and sorted. So the first thing to mention is that you do not have to build this as 3 layers. You could build it as 1, or you could keep building as many layers as you like until you hit the build limit. It's really up to you. I've just done 3 for the sake of this tutorial. So a couple of things to note straight away. We are of course on the roof of the nether here, as you can see. Now that is not 100% essential, but when you look at the space that this thing takes up, it is quite practical to do that. Now if you don't know how to get to the roof of the nether in your survival world, I will put a video in the description that will show you how to do just that. But once you're up here, everything is pretty straightforward because of course there's nothing in the way of your building, which is very nice. Now, the first thing to mention is down here is where we're going to be obviously building the platform, and essentially we need to make sure that the zombies fall far enough to die. Incidentally, this guy has not fallen and not died. He must have spawned down here on the hoppers or something and then got up there on one of these blocks, so that's just how that happened. But basically, so long as you build 24 blocks between where they drop and the platform, they will die. That's the minimum that it has to be. You can do it as more if you like. And I've just got there a 7x7 area of hoppers with carpet on top to collect their drops and go off into the item sorting, which we'll come on to at the end. Now if you just want to build the 1 layer, then I'll show you this top layer as an example of how you go about doing that. So basically we'll start at the center where we have a dirt block with the egg on top, the turtle egg. To get a turtle egg, incidentally, you just need silk touch pick on a turtle egg and you can pick those up, no problem at all. We then have a 3x3 platform in the yellow concrete here surrounding it. You can of course use any solid block. I've just used different color concrete for the sake of this tutorial. And then above that we have here some glass followed by the half slabs, and that's to ensure that the zombie pigmen can see the egg when they spawn but not spawn on this platform here. And also if you do build the stackable version, it's important to have this to prevent zombies from getting stuck on the platform. However, as you can see, from time to time the odd zombie will get stuck. It doesn't happen very often at all, and it's not going to really affect your farm that much at all. You're still going to get plenty of gold from it, so don't stress. But that is why we have it like this. Then we have a 2 wide gap going all the way around it, making this a 7x7 square essentially, and obviously the trapdoors here make it so that the zombie pigmen think they can walk across and get to the egg, but instead they fall to their death and give us all of their drops, which is very nice. So from the egg itself, what you want to do is build out in 23 blocks like this. So this would be block 1, obviously 2 and 3 are gaps, 4, 5, 6 and so on out to block number 23. Do that in all 4 directions and then fill in the square around it. Now obviously this does take a lot of blocks and it will also take a lot of time. It is not 100% essential to do this. You could make it a lot smaller. In theory you could have the platform just coming out a couple of blocks and you would still get some spawns, although obviously not many. This is just the maximum number of spawns you will get. And what it does is basically if we are out here on the very corner block and a zombie pigman spawns there, it will, after a little bit of time, realize that there is an egg there and go after it. So that is the maximum we can have it, is 23 blocks in each direction. And if we come out here like this, you can see how it stacks and these zombies spawn on 3 different levels, and obviously as I said you can extend that. Now if you're just doing 1 version, or 1 layer I should say, then you can leave it as it is right now. However, if you're doing multiple layers, you want to destroy that dirt block there. The egg will stay in place, it's fine, and the farm will still function properly, but it just ensures, oops, fallen down there, that the zombies are able to see the egg, because they do need air space above of it for 2 blocks in order to see it. So this is the most compact way of doing it and ensuring the zombies still see it, so that zombies on all levels can come across and think that they're going to get the egg before they of course die. So that's just something worth mentioning there, to make sure you delete that dirt block on each of them. The only one it doesn't matter on is the bottom one, because there's nothing obviously below it where zombies are trying to spawn. But for the 2 in the middle in this case, or any of the others that you have apart from the bottom one, you do need to make sure that it is destroyed and not sat on the dirt. One other thing to mention is that these trapdoors here must be the oak trapdoors. If you use any other variation of the trapdoors, the zombie pigmen do not recognize them and therefore will not try to walk across them and your farm won't work. The other thing to mention here is that if you do a stackable version of this farm like I have, you need to make sure this top layer here is all glass blocks. And the way that you do that is on the third block up, you place them and make sure it covers the platform entirely, apart from this one block in the center. Again, we need 2 blocks of air for the egg to get seen by the zombie pigmen, so make sure that middle one is left empty. And this ensures that no other mobs are going to spawn here, no ghast or enderman or anything like that, and it's purely a farm for zombie pigmen, so it helps your drop rates and things like that. So above the farm we have an AFK platform. Now you just need to make sure that this is 24 blocks high. I mean, realistically, for maximum efficiency, you know, that's where it needs to be. But as long as you're building it between about 24 to 32 blocks high, it doesn't really matter for the sake of this type of thing. So you come up here and you just stand and wait, and your zombie pigmen will fall to their death, whilst you can just go AFK and get on with other things. So now let's take a look at the item collection and storage for this farm. As you can see here, we have a 7x7 area of red carpet, which lines up with the 7x7 gap up there. And of course, that means that when the zombie pigmen fall, they end up falling on this, they die. And if we go underneath here, you can see that all of these hoppers will collect their items, feed them into the central channel, and then they go off into this sorting system. So the items are all automatically sorted out for us, which is quite nice. Now you guys might be familiar with this type of item sorting, and if you're not, I will put a video down in the description where you can watch to see how it's done. But essentially, if we come around the front here, we can see we've got a reasonably compact storage system with a lot of storage in not very much space. The only resources that are really a bit of a pain if you're in survival are all the hoppers, because they require a lot of iron. But once you get past that, it all works very nicely. And you can see here, we've got nuggets in this one, and they fill up from the bottom to the top. And once that one's full, they'll then start going into this one, and the same with the rotten flesh. So that's how that works. Now, just to say, if you're not familiar with this system and you're trying to do it just by looking at this video, the items that you need are as such in this hopper. So basically, if you just place rotten flesh in all of these and then 18 or more in here, the items will then leave until it gets to 18 and it will stop, and that means only rotten flesh can get through here and into that system. And of course the same here with the gold nuggets and so on and so forth. And then of course at the end we have a dump chest, so anything that doesn't get sorted, and I've chucked some things in here myself just when I was testing it, but anything that doesn't go in there will then end up in there. Find it's always good to have some sort of dump chest like this, and of course if you want to do fancier things with that, like auto putting it into lava or something, you can. So guys, that's it. It really is that simple. So I hope you liked today's video or found it helpful, and if you did, please do leave a like. It is greatly appreciated. And of course, if you have any questions about the farm or indeed anything at all, do leave a comment and I will get back to you. If you'd like to see more videos like this, and indeed all the other series that I do, then please do subscribe. But for this video guys, that's all there is to it. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.